The massive Imperial flagship appeared suddenly above Earth's orbit, its dark metal hull blocking out the stars. At 15 kilometers long, it was larger than any human city. The ship's arrival sent waves of panic through the planet's population. But inside the United Earth Defense Force headquarters, Admiral James Stone remained calm. "They're broadcasting on all frequencies, sir," reported Officer Tim Black, his fingers dancing across the holographic display. "They're demanding to speak with Earth's leaders." Admiral Stone straightened his blue uniform and nodded. "Put them through to the main screen." The screen lit up with the image of a tall, humanoid figure. Commander Rex of the Galactic Empire stood proudly in his golden uniform, his pale blue skin and silver eyes marking him as clearly non-human. His expression showed the confidence of someone used to instant obedience. "People of Earth," Rex began, his voice translated perfectly into English, "I bring you a great honor. The Galactic Empire, ruler of 10,000 worlds, has chosen to add your planet to our realm. Accept our rule, and you will receive access to technologies beyond your imagination. Resist, and we will be forced to demonstrate our power." Stone looked around the command center. The other officers waited nervously for his response. He had prepared for this moment for the past 15 years, ever since Earth's long-range sensors first detected the Empire's expansion toward their solar system. "Commander Rex," Stone replied, his voice steady, "we appreciate your offer. However, Earth must decline." Rex blinked in surprise. In 50,000 years of Imperial expansion, no one had ever simply said no. He leaned forward, his silver eyes narrowing. "Perhaps I wasn't clear. This isn't a request. The Empire doesn't accept rejection." Stone allowed himself a small smile. "And perhaps we weren't clear. Earth is a sovereign planet. We have no interest in joining your empire. Our answer is no." "You don't understand your situation," Rex said, anger creeping into his voice. "Our ship carries enough firepower to level your largest cities. The Empire rules 10,000 worlds. Earth is nothing compared to our might." "Numbers aren't everything, Commander," Stone responded. "I suggest you check your sensors again, more carefully this time." Rex gestured to someone off-screen. His confident expression faltered slightly. "Our scans show minimal orbital defenses. Your technology is centuries behind ours. Your ships can barely reach your own moon." "If that's what your scans show," Stone said, "then I suggest you trust them and leave. Earth is now declaring a no-entry zone for all Imperial ships. This is your only warning." Rex actually laughed. "A no-entry zone? You're banning the Galactic Empire from your own sector of space." His laughter stopped when he saw Stone wasn't joking. "This is absurd. No primitive world can stand against the Empire. We will begin landing troops in 1 hour. Resist and face destruction." Stone shook his head. "Commander, we've been watching your Empire's expansion for years. We know your capabilities. We choose to reject your offer. What happens next is your choice." "You've been watching us." Rex's voice carried disbelief. "Impossible. Our stealth technology is perfect." "Clearly not perfect enough," Stone replied. "This conversation is over. You have 30 minutes to leave Earth's space. After that, we will consider any Imperial ship a hostile target. You dare threaten." Rex's image disappeared as Stone cut the transmission. "Sir," Officer Black asked, "do you think they'll really attack?" Stone walked to the window, looking up at the massive Imperial ship still visible in the evening sky. "Yes, they'll attack. Their pride won't let them do anything else." He turned to his crew. "But we've spent 15 years preparing for this day. Activate the orbital defense grid. Alert all stations. And someone get me a cup of coffee. It's going to be a long night." Throughout the command center, officers rushed to their stations. Warning signals flashed across screens as Earth's hidden defenses powered up. High above, invisible satellites and stealth platforms awaited their commands. Soon, the Empire would learn that appearances could be deceiving, and that sometimes the greatest power lay not in dominating others, but in simply saying no. The clock was ticking. In 30 minutes, humanity would either prove its right to remain free, or the Empire would learn a harsh lesson about underestimating primitive worlds. Admiral Stone sipped his coffee and smiled. He had a feeling it would be the latter. The 30-minute deadline passed. Commander Rex's response came in the form of 5 Imperial scout ships, each carrying 50 soldiers, breaking away from the flagship and descending toward Earth's atmosphere. "Scout ships entering the warning zone, Admiral," Officer Tim Black announced, his eyes fixed on the tactical display. "They're ignoring all warnings." Admiral Stone watched the incoming ships with calm interest. "Let them get a bit closer. Let's show them exactly what they're dealing with." The scout ships moved with perfect formation, their golden hulls gleaming in the sunlight. Inside the lead ship, Imperial Captain Dan smiled at how easy this mission would be. His sensors showed nothing but empty space between him and the primitive planet below. That changed in an instant. The empty space suddenly sparkled with thousands of tiny lights. Hidden defense satellites, completely invisible until now, powered up their weapons. Before the Imperial ships could react, a web of energy beams crisscrossed between them. "Impossible," Captain Dan shouted as his ship's systems began shutting down. "They have quantum disruption technology." All 5 scout ships froze in mid-flight, caught in Earth's defense grid. Their engines died, weapons went offline, and communication systems failed. Only their life support remained active. In the Earth Defense Headquarters, Stone watched the disabled ships with satisfaction. "Begin recovery operations. Let's show our guests some Earth hospitality." Earth's own ships, hidden in plain sight by technology the Empire hadn't even imagined, moved to collect the stranded Imperial vessels. The capture took less than 5 minutes. On the Imperial flagship, Commander Rex stared at his tactical screen in disbelief. "How?" he demanded. "How did they disable our best ships so easily?" His science officer spoke nervously. "Sir, we're detecting technology signatures we've never seen before. Their defensive grid, it's not just advanced. It's different. They've developed in ways we never considered." Rex slammed his fist on his command chair. "Launch the main attack fleet. We'll overwhelm them with numbers." "Sir," his second-in-command protested, "shouldn't we analyze what just happened to our scouts first?" "No. No primitive world makes fools of the Empire. Launch everything." Back on Earth, Admiral Stone received an urgent message. "Sir, they're launching their entire attack fleet. 300 ships incoming." Stone nodded calmly. "As expected. Their pride is their weakness. Send the captured scout ships to Holding Facility 6 and prepare for Phase 2. He turned to his communication officer. "Put me through to Commander Rex." The Imperial commander's angry face appeared on screen. "You dare to capture Imperial ships. Release them immediately." "Commander," Stone replied patiently, "I warned you about entering Earth's space. Those ships violated our sovereignty. Their crews will be treated well and returned to you once you withdraw your fleet." "Return my ships." Rex laughed bitterly. "Look around you. I have 300 warships ready to attack. Your primitive defenses can't stop them all." Stone sighed. "Commander, let me be clear. Those scout ships weren't captured by our primary defenses. They were stopped by our early warning grid, the equivalent of a fence around our yard. Would you like to see our actual defenses?" For the first time, uncertainty flickered across Rex's face. "You're bluffing." "Am I?" Stone gestured to his crew. "Activate the main defense grid. Let's give the commander a proper demonstration." Above Earth, thousands of advanced weapon platforms shimmered into view. Hundreds of Earth's own ships, far more advanced than their lunar shuttles, decloaked. The Empire's supposedly perfect scans had missed them all. Rex's silver eyes widened as new readings flooded his sensors. This is impossible. You're supposed to be primitives." "No, Commander. We're human. We've been watching your empire expand for years, learning your weaknesses, developing countermeasures. We chose to say no to joining you because we knew we could." As if to emphasize Stone's words, the defense grid powered up, its energy readings making even the Imperial flagship's weapons look primitive in comparison. "Last chance, Commander," Stone said quietly. "Withdraw your fleet or find out exactly why Earth is now declaring itself off-limits to your empire." The next few moments would determine whether the empire would learn its lesson the easy way or the hard way. While Commander Rex faced off against Earth's defenses, deep within the Imperial flagship, Intelligence Officer Robert worked frantically to understand what was happening. His research chamber was filled with holographic displays showing data from Earth's revealed technology. "This can't be right," he muttered, running the analysis for the 5th time. Their entire technological development took a completely different path than ours. The doors slid open, and Commander Rex stormed in. "Tell me you found their weakness." Robert shook his head, pointing to the displays. "Sir, I found something much more important. They're not primitive at all. They're just different." "Explain," Rex demanded, his silver eyes scanning the data. The Empire built its technology like a pyramid, each advancement stacked on top of the last one. But Earth. Robert brought up a new display. They built their technology like a web. When they hit a problem, they didn't just push harder like we do. They found new ways around it. Rex watched as the display showed Earth's technological web spreading in all directions. "Give me an example." "Our ships use massive amounts of energy because we forced our way through the laws of physics." Earth. They found ways to work with those laws instead. Their ships use 1/10 the power of ours, but achieve the same results. They're not less advanced. They're more efficient. A junior officer burst into the room. "Sir, we're detecting energy signatures from Earth's moon." On the main screen, they watched as hidden doors opened on the moon's surface. Massive research facilities, shipyards, and defense installations that had been completely invisible to Imperial scans emerged into view. "How long?" Rex asked quietly. "How long have they been watching us?" Robert checked his data. Based on these readings, at least 15 years. They studied every Imperial ship that passed within 100 light-years of their system. "They knew we were coming, sir. They've been preparing." On Earth, Admiral Stone received an urgent message from Dr. Anna Wells at the Lunar Research Base. "Admiral, the Empire's sensors are finally detecting our facilities. Should we proceed with Phase 3? Stone smiled. "Yes, Doctor. Show them everything." It's time they understood who they're dealing with. Across the solar system, human installations revealed themselves. Research stations on Mars, mining operations in the asteroid belt, and advanced defense platforms near Jupiter all dropped their stealth fields. In the Imperial flagship's research chamber, Robert's displays lit up with hundreds of new signatures. "Sir, look at this. Their quantum computing is decades ahead of ours. Their AI systems are more advanced but purposefully limited for safety. Even their basic manufacturing." "Enough." Rex slammed his hand down. "We are the Empire. We cannot be inferior to a single world." "Not inferior," Robert corrected carefully. "Just outdated. While we spent 50,000 years perfecting one path of technology, they spent 50 years exploring thousands of different paths. They found better ways." A new alert sounded. Earth was broadcasting on all frequencies. Admiral Stone's calm face appeared on their screens. "Commander Rex," Stone said, "I assume your intelligence officers have completed their analysis by now. You understand what you're facing. Earth doesn't want war with the Empire. We simply want to be left alone to continue our own development." Rex clenched his fists. "The Empire cannot accept defeat." "This isn't about defeat," Stone replied. "This is about growth. Your empire has stagnated, Commander. You've stopped looking for new ways, new ideas. Earth is offering you a choice. Learn from this encounter or waste lives trying to prove you're superior." Robert spoke up quietly. Sir, he's right. Their technology. We could learn so much from them. The Empire could advance more in 10 years of peaceful exchange than we have in 1,000 years of conquest. Rex stared at the displays showing Earth's technological web, spreading in all directions while the Empire's pyramid stood tall but narrow. For the first time in his career, he faced not just a military decision, but a philosophical one. The future of the Empire would depend on his next choice. Commander Rex made his choice. All ships, attack pattern Delta. Show these humans the true power of the Empire. 300 Imperial warships moved forward, their golden hulls gleaming against the black of space. On Earth's defense command screen, Admiral Stone watched the approaching fleet with calm determination. They chose the hard way, Stone said quietly. Launch our defense swarms. Show them why Earth is off limits. From hidden bays across Earth's orbital defense grid, thousands of small, unmanned craft emerged. Each one was only the size of a car, but they moved with perfect coordination, guided by advanced AI systems. What are those tiny things? Rex laughed. They think small drones can stop Imperial warships. His laughter died as the swarms attacked. The drones didn't try to match the Imperial ships for power. Instead, they used their small size and incredible speed to slip through gaps in the Empire's energy shields. Their quantum-tipped weapons cut through hull plating like paper. Impossible. Rex shouted as the first wave of Imperial ships began falling back, their engines crippled. Return fire. Full power to all weapons. The Empire's ships fired massive energy beams, each powerful enough to level a city. But Earth's defense grid created quantum tunnels that caught the beams and redirected them harmlessly into space. It was like trying to fight a shadow. Every mighty blow the Empire threw simply passed through Earth's defenses. Sir, Officer Tim Black reported to Admiral Stone, Imperial ships are trying to launch fighters. Stone nodded. Activate the gravity nets. Invisible fields of controlled gravity suddenly appeared around the Imperial fleet. Their launch bays jammed shut, fighters trapped inside. The massive Imperial ships began to drift, caught in webs of artificial gravity that their engines couldn't overcome. On the Imperial flagship, alarms blared as ship after ship reported critical damage. Robert, the intelligence officer, rushed onto the bridge. Commander, they're drones. They're not just attacking. They're copying our ship data, analyzing our weaknesses in real time. They're learning as they fight. Rex watched in horror as his mighty fleet was systematically taken apart by an enemy they had called primitive just hours ago. A third of his ships were already disabled, their crews evacuated into emergency pods. Another third were caught in Earth's gravity traps, unable to move or fight. Sir, an Imperial officer called out. Earth ships approaching. Finally, humanity's own warships decloaked and moved forward. They were smaller than Imperial vessels, but sleek and efficient. They didn't waste energy on intimidating displays or overwhelming force. Each movement was precise, each action calculated for maximum effect. Admiral Stone's voice came through on all channels. Commander Rex, your fleet is defeated. Your crews are safe. We're collecting their escape pods now. Surrender your remaining ships, and we can end this without further damage. Never. Rex snarled. The Empire never surrenders. Look around you, Commander. Stone's voice was firm but not unkind. Your ships are crippled. Your weapons are useless. Your own intelligence officer has confirmed our technological superiority. What will throwing away more lives prove? As if to emphasize Stone's words, another wave of defense swarms surrounded the remaining Imperial ships. Earth's warships took up precise positions, their weapons ready but not yet firing. Rex looked at his tactical display. The mighty Imperial fleet, terror of 1,000 worlds, had been reduced to floating wreckage in less than an hour. Not by overwhelming force, but by superior thinking, better technology, and more efficient tactics. Commander, Robert said quietly, the Empire's never faced anything like this. There's no shame in admitting we were wrong. Rex stared at the Earth ships, so much smaller than his own, but infinitely more capable. The Empire had relied on size and power for so long, they'd forgotten about innovation and efficiency. The next words out of his mouth would either save his remaining crews or doom them to defeat in a battle that was already lost. Commander Rex stood in Earth's orbital conference station, staring through the massive window at his defeated fleet. Emergency repair crews from Earth moved efficiently among the damaged Imperial ships, their small vessels using technology that gently pulled broken hulls back together. "Your people are helping repair our ships?" Rex asked, turning to face Admiral Stone and Earth's chief diplomat, Tom Miller. "Of course," Miller replied, adjusting his simple black suit. "We're not your enemies, Commander. We just refuse to be your subjects." The conference room door opened, and Intelligence Officer Robert rushed in, holding a datapad. "Sir, news from the Empire. Our defeat here is spreading across the galaxy. 3 systems have already declared their independence." Rex sank into a chair. 3 systems, just like that. "Word travels fast," Stone said, pouring water for everyone at the table. "Especially when it's news about the Empire's first major defeat in 50,000 years. The Empire will crush those rebels," Rex said, but his voice lacked conviction. Miller leaned forward. "Will they? Commander, your own analysis shows that Earth's technology is superior in many ways, and we've already started sharing some of our advances with those 3 systems." "You what?" Rex stood up suddenly. "That's impossible. We only fought yesterday." "Actually," Robert said, checking his pad, "Earth's diplomatic teams have been in secret contact with several Imperial worlds for months. They knew this confrontation was coming." Stone nodded. "We've been preparing for every possibility, including helping systems that want to be free from Imperial control." Outside the window, a small Earth ship demonstrated its repair technology, using focused gravity beams to perfectly align a broken Imperial hull plate. The repair took seconds instead of the days it would have taken Imperial engineers. "Look at that," Robert said softly. "No brute force. No massive energy waste. Just elegant solutions." Rex watched the repair work, his silver eyes reflecting the efficient movements of Earth's ships. The Empire taught us that bigger was always better. More power meant more control. "And how's that working out?" Miller asked gently. Before Rex could answer, more news flashed across Robert's pad. "Sir, 5 more systems are calling for independence votes. They're asking Earth to protect them from Imperial retaliation." Stone smiled. "And we will. Earth's defense grid technology is already being installed in those systems. The Empire can't stop this change, Commander, but you could help guide it." "What do you mean?" Rex asked. Miller opened a holographic display showing a new map of the galaxy. "Earth is proposing the formation of a free systems alliance, independent worlds working together, sharing technology and culture. Not through force, but through cooperation." "The Empire would never agree," Rex said. "The Empire doesn't have to agree," Robert interrupted. "Sir, look at these numbers. Earth's technology could help our people advance more in a decade than we have in millennia. And these independent systems, they're not leaving because they hate the Empire. They're leaving because Earth offers a better way." Rex walked to the window again, watching as more Earth ships arrived, each one demonstrating capabilities that the Empire had never imagined. Their efficiency made Imperial technology look crude and wasteful in comparison. "Commander," Stone said, standing beside him, "you have a choice to make. The Empire can fight against this change and lose more ships, more lives, and more systems, or you can help lead your people into a new age by surrendering to Earth." Rex asked bitterly. "No," Miller corrected, "by partnering with us. Earth doesn't want to rule the Empire. We want to help transform it." Rex turned to Robert. "How many systems are now considering independence?" 20 and counting, sir. The number keeps growing every hour." Rex looked at his reflection in the window. seeing his imperial uniform in a new light. The Empire had spent 50,000 years conquering the galaxy, but maybe, just maybe, it was time for a different approach. His next words would either help start a new chapter in galactic history, or try to hold on to a fading empire that refused to change. The Imperial Palace on Capital World shook as protesters filled the streets outside. The massive building, once a symbol of absolute power, now seemed more like a fortress under siege. Inside the Grand Council chamber, the Empire's ruling council faced its greatest crisis in 50,000 years. 30 systems, High Counselor Max shouted, his face red with anger. 30 systems have declared independence in just 1 week. All because of this Earth. Commander Rex stood calmly before the council, Intelligence Officer Robert at his side. Through the chamber's giant windows, they could see crowds of citizens demanding change, holding signs that read, "Earth was right," and "Innovation, not domination." "Earth didn't cause this," Rex said firmly. "They just showed us what we've become. A stagnant empire afraid of change." "Afraid?" Max laughed bitterly. "We rule 10,000 worlds." "Not anymore," Robert corrected, activating a holographic display. "Our latest count shows 43 systems have now joined the Free Systems Alliance. They're already implementing Earth's efficient technology. Their energy costs have dropped by 80%. Their citizens' quality of life has doubled." The council chamber erupted in angry shouts. Half the councilors demanded immediate military action to crush the rebellion. The other half wanted to open negotiations with Earth. The Empire was splitting apart before their eyes. Suddenly, all the screens in the chamber activated. Admiral Stone's face appeared, broadcast from Earth. "Greetings, Imperial Council," Stone said calmly. "I hope you'll forgive this interruption, but I believe we need to talk." "How dare you hack our secure systems?" Max shouted. Stone smiled. "We didn't hack anything. Your own citizens gave us access. They're tired of secrets, tired of waste, tired of being told that brute force is the only way." The screens showed images from across the Empire, crowds celebrating in newly independent systems, Earth's efficient ships helping rebuild broken infrastructure, new quantum computers replacing outdated Imperial technology. "This doesn't have to be a crisis," Stone continued. "It can be an opportunity. Earth is offering the Empire a chance to join the Free Systems Alliance as equals, not as conquered subjects, but as partners in building a better galaxy." Rex stepped forward. "The Council should listen. I've seen Earth's capabilities firsthand. They could have destroyed our fleet, but they chose to help us instead. They repair our ships better than we can. Their technology solves problems we didn't even know we had." "You're a traitor," Max accused. "No," Robert interrupted. "He's a realist. Look at these numbers. Systems that join the Alliance are advancing faster than the Empire has in 1,000 years. Our own citizens are begging us to change." Outside, the crowds had grown larger. News of Earth's broadcast spread quickly, and now millions of citizens surrounded the palace, demanding the Council accept the Alliance offer. "This is the end of the Empire," one councilor wailed. "Only if you choose it to be," Stone replied. "Earth doesn't want to destroy the Empire. We want to help transform it. Your people are ready for change. The only question is whether you'll lead that change or be swept aside by it." Rex looked around the council chamber, seeing the fear and uncertainty on faces that had only ever known absolute power. "Council members," he said quietly, "I've seen Earth's way. They don't waste energy trying to look powerful. They don't force others to obey. They find better solutions, and people follow them willingly." The chamber fell silent as a new alert sounded. Robert checked his data pad, his eyes widening. "The outer systems are seceding," he announced. "All of them. At once. They've already applied to join the Alliance." The council members looked at each other in shock. The mighty Empire was dissolving not through force, but through choice. Their citizens had seen a better way, and no amount of Imperial power could stop that idea from spreading. Now the Council faced the same choice Commander Rex had faced in Earth's orbit: adapt to the new reality, or be left behind by it. 1 month after the Imperial Council's crisis, the Grand Meeting Hall on Earth's orbital station was filled with representatives from across the galaxy. The massive windows showed hundreds of ships in orbit, sleek Earth vessels alongside transformed Imperial ships, now bearing the blue and silver colors of the Free Systems Alliance. Admiral Stone stood at the central podium, looking out at the gathered delegates. Commander Rex sat in the front row, wearing a new uniform that combined Imperial styling with Alliance colors. Beside him, Intelligence Officer Robert checked the latest statistics on his pad. "The numbers are final," Robert announced to the Assembly. 8,000 systems have joined the Alliance. The Empire now only holds 2,000 worlds, mostly in the inner sectors. Tom Miller, Earth's chief diplomat, stepped forward. "And how are the Alliance worlds performing?" Robert smiled. "Beyond all projections. Energy efficiency up by 90%. Scientific advancement accelerated by factors we can barely measure. And not a single conflict between member worlds." The hall erupted in applause. Stone raised his hand for quiet. "This isn't about replacing one empire with another," he said clearly. "Earth didn't ban the Empire because we wanted to rule instead. We banned them because every civilization deserves the right to choose its own path." On the main screen, images showed the transformation taking place across the galaxy. Earth's efficient technology had spread rapidly, but each world adapted it in unique ways. Some focused on environmental restoration, others on space exploration, still others on improving their citizens' daily lives. "The Empire taught us that power comes from control," Rex said, standing to address the crowd. "Earth showed us that real power comes from innovation, from finding better ways to solve problems." The doors opened, and High Counselor Max entered, looking humbled but determined. The remaining Empire had finally requested to join the Alliance. "We were wrong," Max announced to the shocked Assembly. "For 50,000 years, we thought being mighty meant standing alone at the top. Now we see that true strength comes from standing together." Stone smiled. "The Alliance welcomes the Empire's remaining worlds, not as subjects, not as inferiors, but as equals." Earth's ban was never about punishment. It was about showing there was a better way. Robert's pad beeped with new data. "Sir, look at this. The combined research output of Alliance worlds in the past month equals 5,000 years of Imperial progress. Working together, sharing ideas instead of hoarding them. We're advancing faster than anyone thought possible." The Assembly Hall's displays showed the galaxy transforming. The old Imperial trade routes were replaced by a web of cooperation. Earth's quantum networks connected worlds that had once fought wars, now working together on problems that would have been impossible to solve alone. "Earth remains off-limits to invasion," Stone announced, bringing a laugh from the crowd. "But we're open to anyone who wants to learn, to grow, to find better ways forward. The age of empires is over. The age of alliance has begun." Rex stood again, facing his former Imperial colleagues. "We thought Earth was banning us out of fear or hatred. Instead, they banned us because they saw our potential, not as conquerors, but as partners. They didn't want subjects. They wanted equals." The Assembly erupted in cheers. Outside the window, ships from 100 worlds performed a coordinated dance, their movements precise and efficient, a display not of power, but of cooperation. In the end, Earth had done more than just ban an empire. They had shown the galaxy that the future belonged not to those who could take the most, but to those who could think differently. Not to those who fought the hardest, but to those who found better ways to solve problems. The Empire had tried to rule a galaxy through force. Earth had transformed it through an idea. And that had made all the difference.